4, 5, and 6 wants us to find the component of a vector along another vector. Says the vectors u and v are shown below in the figure. Find u sub v. The component of u along v. Do not round any intermediate computations and round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So, in order to find the component of my vector, I'm taking the magnitude of u, since I'm doing u sub v, so it's always the magnitude of whichever one the first one is, u in this case, times the cosine of my angle, cosine of theta. So, we look for the one labeled vector u, which is this one. It already has our magnitude on there. The magnitude of u is just going to be that 29. We want to take that times the cosine of our angle. Now we want the angle between here and here. So we know this little section is 35. We know right here is going to be 90. We still need to find that little section in there. So since that's a right angle, I can take 90 minus my 67 in order to find that angle there. 90 minus 67 is 23. So we know that little angle in there is 23. So I'm going to have 35 plus 90 plus 23 to get all my little parts of my angle. 35 plus 90 plus 23 would mean 148. So I'm going to have 148 degrees up there. And so again, I'm in degree mode. Make sure your calculator's in degree mode. You're just going to type in 29 cosine of 148. I get negative 24.59339. I'm going to round my answer to the nearest hundredth, so negative 24.59 is going to be my answer. Just a little note. If this angle in here is an obtuse angle, like this is, it's more than 90, I will always get a negative answer. If it's an acute angle, one that's less than 90, then I will get a positive answer. So since this was obtuse, I should get a negative answer. I did. Just a little quick way to kind of double check yourself. If it's obtuse, I get negative. If it's acute, I get a positive. So number 5, again, we want to find u sub v. We're going to do the magnitude of u times the cosine of our angle. So if I'm looking at this one, here's my vector u. The magnitude of that is going to be 24. I want to take that times the cosine of my angle. So I need to figure out what my angle is. So both of these I need to figure out the inside. So here I'm going to do 90 minus 68. Over here I'll do 90 minus 42. 90 minus 68 is going to be 22 for this little piece in here. And 90 minus 42 going to be 48 for that piece in there. So 22 plus 48 gives me 70 degrees. So all I'm going to do is calculate 24 times the cosine of 70. So 24 cosine of 70 gives me 8.2084. Rounding to the nearest hundredth, 8.21 would be the answer to the question. Find the component of u along v. Again, this was an acute angle less than 90, so I ended up with a positive answer, which is what I should get. Number 6, the vectors u and v are shown below. Find u sub v again. So I'm going to do the magnitude of u times the cosine of my angle. So in this case, here is my vector u. The magnitude of that is labeled as 15. On my angle, this one is 44. This one right here would be 90. I need that little part in there. So 90 minus 69 gives me 21. So that little part in there is 21 degrees. So to find all the way from here to here, I'm going to take my 44 plus my 90 plus my 21. And I get 155. So I'm going to do 15 times the cosine of 155 degrees. So 15 cosine of 155 gives me negative 13.5946. I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth, so negative 13.59 would be my answer. And again, since my angle was an obtuse angle, I should end up with a negative answer, and I did. So, I'm finding the component of my vector. I have the magnitude of my main vector times the cosine of the angle between the two vectors.